It's been a whirlwind. It's been Cedar Point. Sorry for you guys that don't know much about Cedar Point, but it's been a roller coaster, and it's been good. It's been bad. It's been, it's been roses. It's been thorns in the roses. It's been everything that you can ask for, and I've always said this has been one of the most challenging seasons I've had.
Our goal going into the series was to make him exert as much energy as humanly possible, and try to be as good as we can on everybody else who are good players. And for the most part, I thought we were pretty good at that. And multiple games now in TD Garden held him under 100. 3 games in the 80s, but he still scored 35. It's a joke.
Cedar Point, for everybody who doesn't know, as an Ohioan, talking to LeBron here, most badass amusement park on the planet. But anyhow, I digress. Shannon, how impressive was LeBron last night?
You want to use a scale, 1 to 10 or 1 to 100?
Well, whatever the GOAT was,
100,
I don't know.
it's 1 to you'd go to 1,000, right?
Well, we keep it going.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go to zillions, not trillions. Skip, this was very, very impressive. Because if you look at what they had done up until this point in TD Bank, they hadn't played very well. And I said this before. All I need, because I know what I'm going to get from LeBron James. Can he get someone else to come along for the ride? Now, J.R. Smith went into this game yesterday, Skip. He has scored a grand total of 6 points. And in 2 games, he had what, Skip? He had what, 0? So that's, like, he couldn't have that. And then lo and behold, everybody was, well, Kevin Love is not going to. That was a blessing, Skip, because a lot of times I think the Cavaliers get empty possessions because they try to establish Kevin Love.
I would agree with that.
Him going.
Yeah.
And so they come away with either a turnover or a terrible shot from Kevin Love.
You finally made a good point.
I was not terribly upset that Kevin Love. I wish him well. Hopefully he'll be ready by Thursday.
He will be.
But I was not disappointed that he was not going to be playing in this
Jeff
ball
Green
game.
stepped right in and played big.
That's what we needed. Skip, we needed someone besides LeBron to give us something. Because and Tristan, I said anything that Tristan gives us over 6 points, Skip, is a plus. He gave us 10. But it was Jeff Green and JR in the second half that really got him over the hump. And if you look at it, Skip, you remember when Jason Tatum got that dunk, Marcus Morris was screaming and yelling. Jason Tatum bumped in LeBron, and LeBron looked at him like, bruh, okay, I got something for you. Hold this 15-2 run. What you think about that? Skip, this was very impressive. No one saw this coming. And I told you, when the man back is against the wall, I want no other person to leave me out of that tight confinement other than LeBron James, because you saw what he did on Friday night, Skip. You say you want to see him. LeBron, because Skip Bayless say, Holly, LeBron, you need to play. You need to play for. Okay, how about if I give you 46 minutes on Friday? And I'm going to come back at 33 years of age and give you all 48. Now, this was LeBron James's 100th game. And we in my crack research, old Steve Owen, he called me again late last night, woke me up. Hey, LeBron James has played almost 14 more games in minutes than anybody else in the NBA.
Wow.
And even after playing almost 14 games more, he gave you that virtuoso. 35, 15, and 9. Think about this, Skip. I want you to let this sink in for just a second. LeBron had 35, 15, and 9. And by his standard in the Game 7, he had them off. But let me tell you what he's done in his last 2 Game 7, Skip. Last 3 closeout games. Man is averaging 42, 11, and 8. 42, 11, and 8. Yeah, baby,
Here it comes.
you should put this on. Because now you are witness. You saw it. You saw the old GOAT. No, you saw the new GOAT. That was Michael Jordan. But this old GOAT with that mouth.
I am the GOAT.
No, you ain't no GOAT. No, you ain't no GOAT.
I should.
You ain't no GOAT.
I'm the GOAT of this show. But I don't smoke.
Like you say, you're a lowercase GOAT. This old big Billy GOAT, old Nanny GOAT.
Billy GOAT. Give me the because it's like a sheep goat. There you go. I like that. Is it my turn, Ollie?
It's your turn.
Okay, here we go. Before I answer the question of how impressive was LeBron James last night, let me show you, Shannon Sharp, that I'm not being a hypocrite with my answer. I'm not exercising 20/20 hindsight with my answer, because I'm going to read 2 predictions that I tweeted just before tip-off last night. And here is tweet number 1. This is before tip-off, before the ball had been bounced in regulation.
All good.
Okay? Tonight, the Celtics will miss Kyrie. They've overachieved sensationally to this point, but in Game 7 versus the King, they wake up and turn back into pumpkins. Was that not what you witnessed last night, blind witness that you are?
Boom.
Did you see what
I
happened?
Good now. Yes.
In all my years of covering the National Basketball Association, I cannot remember a team shooting as horrendously poorly in a home Game 7, a game of real magnitude, than that Celtics team shot from 3 last night. They were 7 of 39 as a team. That's 17.9%. But let's look at those 3 guards, shall we? How about very, very scary Terry Rozier plus Jaylen Brown plus Marcus Smart? The 3 guards for the Boston Celtics combined to shoot 3 of 26 from 3. That's 11.5%. You're not going to win if your 3 guards go 11.5% from 3. And as a team, the Boston Celtics missed 32 threes, which is the second most in a Game 7 in the last 30 years in the National Basketball Association. 32 missed threes? And Shannon Sharp, to my eye, I'm going to say 75% of those 32 misses were wide open threes, where I'm just saying, that's in. Nope. And even the wide open ones, they didn't even have a prayer. They were missing badly, missing way left, way right, long, short. It was just one of those shooting nights where the home team turned back into pumpkins, which leads me to tweet number 2. This is before the game last night. I tweeted, LeBron owes his team for his bizarre tired game or night in Game 5, and I believe he will pay his team back with a big game tonight, 39-15-12. Cavs by 10. I thought the score would be higher because I didn't think the Cavs would shoot this poorly either. But I had them by 10. They won by 8. Sue me on that one. But
They should have won by 12 because they got some cheap baskets.
I agree. 39-15 and 12. So he went 35, 15, and 10. I don't know. I was in the ballpark. Wouldn't you give me ballpark on that one? I think I saw this coming. Right? Here's the point, which is the point I've been making to you throughout this series. The Cavaliers are better than the overachieving Celtics, and they were from the start. The overachieving Celtics finished 18th during the regular season in offense, and that was with Kyrie Irving, who could not play last night. I don't know where he was last night. He didn't show up. I don't know what that was. Maybe he had a legit excuse. I think his team could have at least used him on the bench and in the huddle, but who knows? So the Cavaliers were very fortunate that these Celtics upset the 76ers, because I told you from the start, I did pick the Sixers over the Cavaliers because the Sixers had done a number on LeBron's team on March 1st. You remember that game at Cleveland when they won handily? And then the last week of the regular season, it was April 6th on a Friday night at Cleveland. They were ahead by 30 before they almost blew the whole lead, but still hung on to win the game at the end. So I kept telling you that Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons would make it hard for LeBron to get to the rim. Last night and throughout this series, LeBron could get to the rim at will. Whenever he needed to or wanted to, he just got to the basket or to the free throw line, right?
Yeah.
And the Celtics are so below average on offense, as we saw once again last night, that it allowed LeBron to rest on defense. He was resting a lot on defense last night. He played his one-man zone, standing in the lane, while everybody else played man-to-man. And his man often roamed free on the three-point line, and it didn't really matter. Jaylen Brown made him pay once that I can remember. And he did. Jaylen made 3 threes, but I think only once was LeBron's responsibility.
Because you was talking about the one LeBron was in the lane. Jaylen Brown comes through the lane, runs around the pick, and then he shoots a wide open 3. I think in the scouting report they were going to switch that. The guy that was because they set like a screen. I think Baines was out there, and they were probably anticipating either Tristan or Nance Jr. would rotate, and if they rolled, LeBron would be there to pick it off. It didn't happen, but hey, go ahead. I got what you.
So LeBron was able to rest on defense in ways he will not be. If it's Golden State in the next round, and if Iguodala comes back in the next round, you can't rest anymore, or you're going to really pay for that. But he could get away with it against a below-average offensive team that just went up in smoke in fourth quarter after fourth quarter after fourth quarter. So what happened in the end was what should have happened in the beginning. I called it Cavs in 5. I think you thought 6, and it went 7, and it really should have been over in 6. If LeBron hadn't had his one off night, bad game, his tired game, I don't know what happened, but what happened last night should have happened much earlier because the Celtics are, so to speak, too green. And, you know, I kept tweeting last night, Mr. Sharp, and you can laugh at this, but speaking of LeBron not having enough help, I thought last night Jason Tatum didn't have enough help. He got no help from his teammates. Wasn't he the whole show on offense?
Al Horford played good.
Oh, he did not.
I thought you like Al. You like Al?
Al Horford?
Yeah, Al played good.
Yeah, he had a grand total of 7 rebounds in this game. Yeah. That's not good.
He was going early. In the first half, he had 14. He played the entire second. He played a lot.
I'm sorry, he had 4. I'm looking at Jason Tatum's rebounds. You know what? I didn't think anybody lived up to help him, which brings us to last night's fourth quarter. Here we went again. And by the way, the only way the Celtics were hanging in this game, to me, number one way, LeBron, you didn't mention, of course, he had 8 turnovers in this game. You can't have 8 turnovers. You realize he's running away with the turnover lead in the postseason? He's got 14 more than James Harden does.
He's also running away with the points and the assists and the rebounding lead, too.
But the 8 turnovers last night, some of them just very uncharacteristic, just careless passes. It helped keep the Celtics barely afloat. And back to your point that you made earlier, Jason Tatum made a big 3 with 6:04 left in the game. That put Boston, shockingly to me, up 1. And then what happened?
Pass to Jeff Green in the corner.
Boom, 3. And 15-2 happened because the Celtics went on a run in which they missed their next 10 shots. They missed 10 in a row. This is crunch time. You had a lead, then you missed your next 10 shots? Did LeBron have anything to do with that? Not really. I mean, he played a little harder in the fourth quarter on defense.
Oh, they were 3 of 16 when guarded by LeBron James in Game 7. But that's just the fact you chose.
I don't even know how you could make that stat because I'm not sure who he guarded.
Well, don't worry about it. They made the stat. The same stat you get yours from, that's where I got mine from. But Skip, you said after the Game 5, you said his tired game, he owed him. Do you think that he more than made up for it in Game 6?
He did. No, Game 6 and 7.
So
7 is the one.
No.
But the one where they'd been not very good.
Hold on,
TD Bank.
Skip.
Yeah.
If LeBron James doesn't do what he did in Game 6, is there a Game 7?
No, but they've been killing Boston at Cleveland, right? Had it even been close?
Okay.
Was anybody surprised by what happened Friday night?
And Boston has been killing them in Boston. Here's the thing. No Kevin Love. So this is what makes this, and I think this was a blessing in disguise again, Skip, is because now we don't have to worry about trying to get Kevin Love the ball so he can get going. Guys just get open. LeBron was getting so frustrated, Skip, is that he started taking bad shots because his most trusted sniper, Kyle Korver, couldn't hit a corner 3 to save his life, Skip. I'm talking about wide open corner 3s. JR, wide open corner 3s. Jeff Green, wide open. And I tweeted, I was like, hold on. As bad as the Cavaliers are playing, it was like 2 minutes left in the first half, Skip. As bad as they're playing, they're only down 2. And this is what happens. If you look at the way they shot the ball in games 1, 2, and 5, Skip, it's a big difference shooting the basketball when you're up 15 and when you're up 20.
I would agree.
Because you get to take those shots with conviction.
Yep.
Game 7 is finality. You know what's at stake. You're in your build, and every miss, you hear the crowd go, ooh. And all of a sudden, that starts to get into your mind. You knew, Skip, with this game, the way it was, heading into the fourth quarter, you knew what was going to happen.
I did.
You knew what was going to happen, and that's what you have to do.
What should have happened.
Get a team to Game 7, especially in their building. If you do not let them run and hide where they're up 15, they're up 20, and they high-fiving, and everybody on the bench is kicking their heels like they're at an 8th grade dance. Now, all of a sudden, old GOAT James says, okay, because the one thing he can do better than anybody in the NBA, he can control the game. He's like, no, not too fast. If you notice, Skip, in the fourth quarter, almost every last one of their shots came with under 6-7 seconds left on the shot clock. That was not by accident. Oh, Bron said, I got this.
Oh, Bron said?
Oh, Bron said, I got y'all.
I wouldn't see it.
Bron said, I got y'all. Oh, don't do that, Skip. You know, hold on, wait a minute. Now, all of a sudden, he's not the coach. All the other time when they make a decision, he's the coach. This time around, you want to give somebody else the credit. I'm not going to let you do that to LeBron James.
I'm not giving credit. I just said I'm not sure we should give him credit for playing defense.
No. I'm saying what he was doing is that he was taking the shot clock down. He was making sure they were not shooting the ball with 15 seconds. Bring this clock on down. Skip, and you got to think about the contributions he got. Jeff Green has been on how many teams since he arrived there? Think about it. He was he was original Supersonic, went with them to the Thunder, he was the Clippers, he was at Memphis, he was at Boston. He was like 5
Oklahoma
teams.
City.
Kyle Korver, like 4 or 5 teams. JR with 2 teams. So look at what he's gotten.
Well, I can also argue that's a lot of experience you've gotten.
Really?
Those guys have been in the war, in the battle.
Jeff Green has?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yo, Jeff Green ain't been in no battle. Yeah, he was on that roster when Bron ran through him at OKC. Yeah, he was there. So he know what Bron. He said, instead of playing against Bron, if I want to go to an NBA Finals, I need to play with LeBron. Skip, this was very good, given the circumstances of what this team and what he's been able to do. He led the NBA in minutes played. And you say, I don't want him to have an excuse. He's leading the NBA in playoff minutes. And Skip, he's giving you these virtuosos on a nightly basis.
I'm not sure last night was virtuoso. 8 turnovers?
What about that 35, 15, and 9?
That's good.
Who's the leading scorer in NBA history in Game 7s? Look at his resume.
Well, Jordan didn't get to Game 7s. He ended it in 6.
Hold on.
I don't know.
Hold on. Well, yeah, a lot of times you can't get to, because a lot of times you can't get to a Game 5 if you're getting swept. Remember, in his first 10 games, he won 1 of those. He got swept twice by Boston, and Milwaukee beat the brakes off him. So let's not lose sight of that. It's hard to go 7 if you get swept 3-0. It's hard.
How many Game 7s did LeBron play before he got to Miami?
Well, all I know is LeBron James is 6-2.
Yeah.
In Game 7, he's won his last 6. That's fact. That's not conjecture.
that's
that's
good.
not speculation.
That's good.
No, that ain't good. Don't use good. Good. Oh, that was a good. That was a good.
Let me
piece of
demonstrate bad to you. Let me show you how fortunate LeBron was to play Boston. You realize in the 4th quarters of the last 3 games of this series in Boston, that's 2, 5, and 7.
Yeah.
In the 4th quarter, here's what they were from 3. 0 for 7, 2 for 12, and 3 for 13. That's what the Celtics were in order from 3. Did you see how many? Look at the misses from 3. Do you realize how many nights they had a chance? They have a chance. They have a chance. And last night they just couldn't do it. They can't find the basket.
Well,
this is the team you're playing. This is how bad this team was.
The difference in Game 7 as opposed to Games 2 and 5, when you're up 20, you miss those shots. It doesn't matter. Now all of a sudden you're in a nip and tuck ball game, and you have the #1 general in all the 5-star generals. You know he's the 5-star. They don't even give those anymore.
Well, guess who left the 5-star general to go to Boston? This guy named Kyrie Irving. And he said, I've had enough of this guy.
Guess what he said? He said he had enough, and LeBron took a team to the finals without him. And guess what? The team that he joined went to the Eastern Conference final without him. So when it's all said and done, that's a knock on his resume.
If this team had Kyrie Irving in any of these 4th quarters, especially last night, those numbers would not have happened. Last night, you would have been in trouble if Kyrie were wearing green.
Whoa, Skip, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You know it, and I know
that.
it. This guy's a closer, the ultimate closer.
Well, the same argument that you use against LeBron, that he's 3 and 5, had we had Kyrie, had we had Kevin Love, maybe we're having a different discussion the first time around against the Golden State Warriors. But you don't make that concession. So all I know is who played. Kyrie hadn't played since middle of March. And the Celtics still got to where they got without Kyrie. He left LeBron. What's LeBron going to do now? LeBron said, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Because what I did, I suppressed who I naturally was, who's an alpha top dog closer, just to appease Kyrie.
Well, you're really lucky he got hurt. That's all I got to say.
Hey,
he went there to get even with you.
Did we bust Kyrie's head in the Boston Garden? Didn't we bust his head in the garden with that those acquisitions we made?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Did we beat him? Yes or no?
Did LeBron have help that day?
See, there you go. I'm asking you a simple question.
Do you remember what Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance did in that
I tell you what he didn't have.
Rodney Hood did in that
I tell
game?
you what he didn't have. He didn't have a guy in Klay Thompson that hit 9 or 14 threes. That's what he didn't have. He didn't have a 2-time MVP riding shotgun. That's what he didn't have.
Well, you're going to have to deal with that.
No,
you're going to have to deal with that.
Skip, this is what I love.
But if you got the GOAT, it shouldn't matter. You got the GOAT.
You know what? This is what I love so much about Skip. Because this is what you do, Skip. And I figured you out. I got you down to a science. When LeBron James, yes, you. See, when LeBron James wins, he has so much help. But when he loses, if he's the GOAT, he got to win those games.
Well, you should against the Boston Celtics.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What were the Celtics known for? Defense.
Not defending LeBron.
Yeah. And he ran through that Boston Celtics defense like foreign water through a tourist. You know what happens if you just drink foreign water in a foreign land? It ain't good for you.
We're going to see that in the finals.
Montezuma's revenge.
We're going to see it.
You just might.
Yeah.
The GOAT is putting its
Don't
ashes
make me
out.
call a 40-point. Don't make me say Bron go average 40 a night. Don't make me do it,
Say
Skip.
it.
Don't make
Say
me
it.
do it, Skip
Say it.
Bayless.
For 20 cases of Diet Mountain Dew,
Don't
I
make
said
me
he
do
won't
it.
average 40
I
a
got
night.
up early this morning. I read the Daily Brand, Skip.
Your
Don't
goat,
make me do
your
it.
GOAT's out. He's putting his ashes out in your coffee, by the way.
Yep.
We didn't give
Good.
Skip any credit, though, for his tweets, by the way. Do you do horoscopes, too?
No.
I think you're pretty...
He was hating.
horse.
I got
He was hating. He thought LeBron would go,
He's
He
a
thought
prophet.
LeBron would go spit the
Hate?
bit.
I did not.
He
Why
was
would
pretty
I
spot
tweet
on.
that?
All right, guys, all good things have to come to an end eventually, right?
Yeah, it's over there. Enjoy it. And I want all you bums that bet me on Twitter, I need my due. I ain't bet no due. I need a gallon of hen. I bet a dude a gallon of hen, Skip.
Really?
Yeah. He up there bumping his gums. I need all that. This
some
week.
guy on Twitter?
Yeah. Because they keep running up.
Is he a close
Will
friend?
the
No.
What I meant was, will the Warriors season come to an end tonight? Is that the good thing that's coming to an end? We
Yeah.
debate coming up next.